Welcome to Good Morning Gwinnett with your host, Audrey Bell-Kearney, where we keep you informed, inspired, and ahead of the curve. Tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Audrey dives into the latest strategies and tools to help you leverage AI to grow your local business. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about the future of business, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to innovate, elevate, and dominate in Gwinnett County and beyond.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land, all of my friends around the world. Listen, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. We had some storms over the weekend, though, baby. It was getting it in. Do you hear me? It rained, it stormed, it was crazy. It was like, what is happening? And I know we're going into that time of the season where the weather is, a little crazy, but it was raining. I mean, storming, but it's beautiful today. It's cold, 32 degrees, going up to a high of only 50. But hey, listen, the sun is shining. We're here together. That's a good thing. We're gonna leave it right there. That is a good thing. So today I'm talking about how to recession proof your business in 2025. Because here's the thing. Times are so uncertain right now. We don't know what is happening. We really don't. And I feel so sorry for people who have hired people and now they have to figure out exactly what they need to do, because now those people are like in hiding. They don't want to come to work. Government funding is being cut. Support grants, all kinds of stuff is happening right now, and it's not funny. It's just that I can't believe like the times we're living in. So as a person with a small business and the president of a chamber, I thought that what, this would be a good opportunity for me to help people, business owners, try to understand what they need to do to protect themselves, because I feel like we're going to hit a recession. Like before it gets better, it's going to get worse. And I know I hate to sound like the bearer of doom and gloom, but that's just how I'm feeling. And you got people that their business is dependent on government contracts. Well, some of those government offices have been closed. Now, here's the thing: those contracts were in place. Not only did they help the customer, but they also paid the payroll for the people that worked at the company. So what does that say? If the company they don't get that grant, if they don't get that contract, that means that somebody in that company is not going to have a job. So you got to think about these things. And I know a lot of people. Let me tell you something. I talk to people all the time. And when I tell you people are just living in denial, like it can't happen to me. It could happen to anybody. And it blows my mind when people think it can't happen to me. Listen, we don't know what's happening. It could happen to anybody. Anything. Listen, I'm in Georgia right now, right? And there was a headline. I didn't even read it because I was like, I just can't this weekend. I don't want to do news at all. But the headline read something like, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, that FEMA that the White House or Doja, whoever, has decided not to give Georgia FEMA money to help people who were affected by Helene. Right? So all of the people that were waiting for FEMA checks to come out to support them to rebuild after Hurricane Helene, they won't be getting it because the White House is pissed off with our governor, because and the crazy thing is our governor said he supported the president. It's the craziest thing. So people they're playing politics with your lives. So you have to step back for a second, take a deep breath and breathe, right? And now you have to go into problem solving mode. We think about this. The pandemic caught all of us off guard. It was just one of the things that happened that caught us off guard. We don't have to be caught off guard right now. We have to set ourselves up for success no matter what. So right now, we know that a lot of stuff is going on. You need to figure out how to strengthen your cash flow, because if government contracts disappear, what does that mean for you and your employees? What does that mean for you, your employees, and your families? What does that mean? Listen, we're in some very uncertain times. We don't know what's going to happen. So what you need to do right now is think about how to make your business continue to flourish and grow and thrive, even with the changing times. Now, I could tell you what I would do if I were you. I would, and then I do this all the time. At the beginning of every year, I go through my list of things that I pay in my business. When I tell you, I just cut something the other day that I should have cut in 2 years, that I should have cut 2 years ago. It was a $50 payment. $50. Like, I mean, somebody said, well, that's nothing. Yeah, to my bottom line, that's something, because I'm really not using the platform. So go through your documents, go through your expenses and see what is it that you truly need to run your business. Because here's what I want you to do. I want you to get to the point where your business is running lean and mean. Lean and mean. So the money that's coming in, it could take care of all of your expenses, including your payroll. But you got to go in there and look. Now, let me say this. I'm not telling anybody to fire anybody. I'm telling you to look at your payroll and look at your heart, look at your business and see what's going to be good for it. Right? Because somebody might have some dead weight that they're paying and they just got a good heart. And at the end of the day, it's affecting your bottom line. It's not helping you. But, your good heart is really not helping you. Not when it's affecting your bottom line and you could possibly have to, take a hit because of all of the stuff that's going on. Because let me say this. Food prices were supposed to go down. All right. The last time I went to, not recently, the last time I went to the store and bought eggs, I paid $1.99 for a dozen. I went to the store last week. I paid $4.49 for a dozen eggs. Not only did it go up, it went up by $2.50. So that goes to show you that prices aren't going down; they're going up. My husband said, "Why did you get like the 18?" I said, that was $7.59. Like it was crazy. Prices are going up, so you have to adjust accordingly. So when you're looking at your business, right, and you want to continue to thrive in 2025, instead of like just totally just letting the bottom drop out, you got to be a little bit creative. The first thing I want you to do is look at your expenses and see where you can cut the fat. That's the first thing. I cut $50 last week, something I really don't need. I need to go. I think I got about 8 email addresses that I need to go in there and cut because I don't use them either. But I have emails because I have all these websites. So I have emails just in case crazy. And that's about $20 a month that I probably can shade. That's another 20 on top of the 50 I just cut. So, and I cut it because I really didn't need it. Like I'm looking at it like, man, I never go to this website. I don't do it. And that's a great company. It's just that I don't use it. The only site I spend time on for real is Good Morning Gwinnett. That's the site I spend like 90% of my time on. Right? Good Morning Gwinnett. So I was like, I don't even need this. I don't even use it. So I cut it. Go and see where you can cut the fat. See where you can cut out things, subscriptions that you pay for. And you don't think about it because it's like $7, $15, $20. Some of them subscriptions are trash. Get rid of them. I had subscriptions coming out. Let me tell you what happened to me. And I'm gonna get back to this, but I gotta tell you this real quick because this opened my eyes. I was at the football game and back in, I think it was October. I was at my nephew's football game. It was a Friday night, and my husband and I were sitting there, and I get a text message from my bank that said, "Are you at?" I think it was Walmart. Are you at Walmart trying to spend like $538? Now I'm sitting at the football game, and I'm like, "No, I'm not at Walmart." I was like, "No," so I just hit no because I know the minute I hit no, they was gonna cut my card off. So they cut the card off and they had to send me a new card. But here's what happened. All of the stuff that I had automatically coming out of the account was like saying decline, decline, decline. And I went to look and I'm like, I don't even need this stuff. It was so much stuff that was coming out that I did not need. So what happened was I just went and canceled all of the things that I did not need. And when my new card came, I put that card on file for the things that I did. I probably saved right then like $150. So I'm down like for the last year to now, I'm down $200 in cuts to the bottom line because I didn't need that stuff. So look at the things you're paying for and see do you really need them because you probably don't. All right. You may have to adjust to a smaller workforce. You got to learn how to do some automations. I talk about AI on this show all the time. When people don't come to work and you need them in certain spots, is there a way to automate that job? I can tell you this. A lot of migrant workers are afraid to go to work. They're just deathly afraid because they think they're going to get imported and they have every right to be because what I've heard, and I don't know this to be true, but what I've heard in the news and the media and all this stuff is that people who are here legally or have been here for years doing work and have never been in trouble are still getting deported. So not everybody is running scared. But here's the problem. Those people were working for somebody. So now these people have to figure out what am I going to do because, I don't have the worker that I had before because they're afraid to come to work. Not only that, because they're afraid to come to work and your business is located in a neighborhood where they live, your business is taking a hit. So what can you do to protect your business and yourself? Right? Your workers won't come to work. The community won't come to the store. What can you do? Well, if you have a store or a restaurant, what I would suggest you do is find out, one, how to automate the processes the process is that they were over. Now, if it's like a manual labor kind of thing, you have to go out and find some manual laborers, right? But if it was something that could be automated, then figure out how to automate. The second thing I would do is this: if you know that you have a grocery store, you have a restaurant, you need to figure out how to get on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft Foods, whatever, because now you need to make sure that your business is set up for online delivery. If you do not have an online store on your website, now is the time to put one in there. And it's not as hard as you think it is, and it's not as costly as you may think it is, because you can put your whole entire grocery store, or just the basics. People want bread, they want eggs, they want milk, hamburger, meat, chicken. Put the basics on it and let people order it and attach it to like a Sam cart or Uber Eats or something like that. Amazon Fresh do the same thing. My husband ordered food. It's the craziest thing. He used to go to the grocery store all the time. Now I'm saying Amazon is bringing the food to the front door. I'm like, what is that? It's like Amazon. I'm like, groceries? Yeah. So you need to figure out how to make sure that you're on these platforms so that people can order their food and your business can still thrive. Because if you are dependent on walk-in traffic and your neighborhood is afraid to come out the house, you're going to lose a lot of business. So you have to pivot your business. So figure out how to get online so that you can deliver the food if it's a restaurant, deliver the groceries if you're a grocery store, it, Pampers, all of the things that you can do it. You can the necessities. You don't have to put the entire, food thing on there, but you can put it where, what, maybe you put like the basics, and then somewhere in a request box, people can type in some extra stuff that they need. Because trying to catalog a whole bunch of food on a platform, I know that's a lot of work, but you can put the basics. Put the basics of the things people buy. Now, here's the thing. Here's where your analytics is going to get in, your data. If you don't know the buying habits of your customer, you are losing out on a lot. Now is the time for you to start collecting data on your customers. You know who does this really well? Kroger's. Let me tell you something. Kroger's know exactly what we buy. Know how we know they know? Because we get coupons in the mail for everything the things we buy more often. Like cheese. Like, I buy cheese all the time. Don't judge me. I love cheese. I've loved it since I was a child. But guess what? Kroger's know I love it too. So they will send out a book of coupons with all of the stuff that we buy in our house on a regular basis. Cheese is one of them. Butter is another. Eggs. My uncle loves peanut butter. Yes. Get to know your customer. Know what they're buying so you can market back to them. And you can also make sure that the things they buy on a regular basis is a part of their profile. Is it going to cost you some money to do this? Yes, because we are living in new times, and you have to figure out how to make your business recession proof in 2025. And these are some of the things that's going to help you do that. You want to make sure that your cash flow keep flowing. Because if it's not, you're not going to have a business. We saw what the pandemic did in 2025. Don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success, right? Now, let's talk about these marketing strategies. Local businesses, I'm telling you, they are the worst when it comes to marketing. I have no idea why. I have new restaurants open up all around me, and I've never received a flyer in the mail ever. I've been here 12 years almost. Nobody sends out, hey, I'm new to the neighborhood. Stop. I have not. That's not true. That's not true. We did get one from a place called Versace. Yep, we got one. But people, I went to there was a restaurant here in right literally around the corner from me, 2.5 miles, literally. And we went to her. She called us, and she was in danger of closing. So we went to her. It was like, you got to spend some money in marketing. Like, you're not spending any money in marketing. She refused to spend any money. I'm talking about wouldn't spend a dime. She refused to spend any money in marketing, and she lasted 3 years. And I was surprised because, one, people really didn't like the food. That was one problem. The place was so cute. It was a cute place, but nobody was raving about the food. And then they weren't doing any marketing. Like, I'm talking about not a flyer, not a coupon, not anything. And we talked to her, come, you got to market. And all she would come up with every excuse. My kid is in college. This happened, that happened. Like, ma'am, you're going to go out of business. And she did. She went out of business because she just refused to market. You have to market your business, y'all. And if you don't understand how to market, then you need to hire somebody. And I'm not saying hire the first person to walk through your doors or the first person to send you a text message or phone call or email. Go look at what people are saying about them. If they're saying something good, then go look at that. I can tell you right now, I'm the president. When I'm not running Good Morning Gwinnett, I'm the president of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, right? One of the things that's a part of our membership that I thought was key was the fact that you can put in a flyer in the newsletter that we send out every Monday to advertise what you're doing. If you got some upcoming event or special that's going on, you could put that in the newsletter because this is a way for us to help you market and get visibility for your business. Now, you can create your own newsletter. I know, Audrey, I don't have time. Then hire somebody. Hire somebody to do something for you so you can make sure that you stay in front of your customers and your potential customers. You have to market. Now, you have to sit down if you know that your revenue line, your bottom line is dropping. Say, okay, I need to sit down and come up with a very strategic marketing plan that's affordable, that won't hurt me. That's only going to help me. But you got to market. You got to network. You got to market. You got to rub elbows. All the things we don't like. But if we want to have a business that thrive in 2025 and don't fall to recession, these are some of the things you got to do. You got to, this one is a good one. You get your food. Where do you get your food? Where do you get your products from? Because tariffs are flying high in the United States. They're flying high. Tariffs on this, tariffs on that. You need to look at that and prepare for that. Because here's what people did not understand during the election. They thought tariff was going to hurt our friends across the oceans. Nope, they're going to hurt us. And as a business owner, you're going to have to get up your prices because the price of the products coming in has a tariff on them. So if you buy your products from Canada, Mexico, China, wherever a tariff is, it's going to affect you and your business. So be prepared for that. Listen, you may have to literally look for somebody in the country, in your country, wherever you are, that has a product or service that you need so you can avoid taxes that you can't afford. Because there's a disruption in so many supply chains right now because of tariffs, and there are tariffs that's going to hit you as a business owner, and then you have to pass those costs on to your customer, and they're not going to be happy about that because right now everybody's trying to figure out how to pay less, not pay more. Let me say that again. Everybody is trying to figure out how to pay less and not pay more. So if they can't pay you more, guess what's going to happen? Your business is going to take a hit. So now you have to figure out what do you need to do. And I'm telling you, don't sit there talking about it can't happen to me. Oh, that's not. You know how many people are saying that around the world right now? I thought it would never happen to me. It's happening right now to everybody. Nobody is exempt except if you're in that 5%. Now, even in the 5%, if you in the steel business, you are in the oil business, you might have a little problem going on. But that's a problem that your family won't feel because your business will feel it, but your family is secure. The everyday working small local businesses, they're gonna feel every punch to the gut that they get. Even the soft ones, they're gonna feel it. Big businesses, they feel it in the bottom line, but their families don't feel it. Their employees may not feel it. They may, but they may not. But their families don't feel it. You, the small business, working class, side hustle entrepreneur, you're gonna get hit. It's gonna sting. So prepare yourself so when the sting comes, you can rub some ointment on it and keep it moving. I'm just trying to keep it real because I'm a small business owner. I'm looking at this. I represent a group of women that are small business owner. They need to know. You need to know. My friends around the world need to know. That's why I'm sharing this. Prepare yourself. Listen, it's better to be prepared and not have to do it than not to be prepared and get hit. I'm just saying. I'm a prepper. They laugh at me because I'm like, look, we need to get like gas mask, and we need to collect the rain water. They think I'm playing. I am not playing. I put this in our family chat, like these are the things we should be doing, and people just nobody responds because they think it could never happen to me. Listen, if the pandemic didn't teach me nothing, I lost my mother to a bug that I could not see. Yeah, the pandemic took her away from us. Yeah. COVID claimed my mother's life. So for me, I'm not sitting around saying it can't happen to me because it happened to me in the worst way. The absolute worst way. I don't even want to talk about it because it chokes me up. But I don't want it to happen to you. It does not have recession proof in your business so you can continue to thrive in 25. It doesn't have to, these changes that are happening right now, yeah, they're scary. People are running for their life. They're afraid for their family, they're afraid for their friends. Here's what I have to tell you as a small business, especially a small local business. We can get through this, but you got to be smart. You can't just sit back and wait for stuff to happen to you, right? You got to be proactive. You got to take some initiative, right? You're sitting back thinking, oh, it could never happen to me. Anything could happen. The pandemic came out of nowhere and wreaked havoc. Natural disasters happen every day. I saw a weather report when I was checking the weather. Like 10 people lost their lives this weekend because the wind was high. It wasn't even like floodwaters. It was like wind falling and blowing trees and things. Anything can happen. You have to make sure that you are prepared as best you can. Do not put your hand behind your back talking about, oh, that's not gonna happen. Trust me, if I don't know anything, I know things can happen. So another thing you may want to do is figure out what the policies are in where you live, what the hikes are. And I know for some people like, Audrey, I'm not into politics. You listen, I know, but somebody has to know these things so you can understand. You got to understand the policy changes. Like right now, FEMA, which is supposed to help us out, Federal Emergency Medical Assistant Management Assistant Agency, we Georgia's not getting FEMA funds. Now, luckily for Georgia, we're sitting on $11 billion in surplus, so I'm sure that's what they're saying. Like, use your own money. I understand that because that's what they're saying. We have $11 billion in surplus. Now you got to use it. Just take $1 billion and do what you got to do. Now, see, and so for small businesses that are affected, the homeowners that are affected, FEMA's saying we ain't doing it because our new administration said cut Georgia off, cut them off. They talked against me, cut it off. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. The workforce is shrinking. People are being laid off. You got federal layoffs. And that's another thing. Think about this, right? You got people who have been working their jobs for a lifetime. They're getting laid off. They're coming for your job. And they probably gonna come for cheap because they can get rid of you because they know these people have more experience. They have some inside knowledge. Watch your back. And I'm just keeping it real. You have to think about what's happening. Construction, another space. When you see anybody building anything, it's normally somebody from another country. It just is. You rarely see Americans out there building on anything in construction. I'm just saying. What does that mean? That means that now they have to find more people. You got rising wages, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot going on. Landscaping in Georgia, every time you cut your grass, it's beautiful. The day it rains, the grass goes right back. It's the craziest thing. Who's gonna do the lawn? Luckily for us, my husband has a riding lawnmower, so he goes out to cut our lawn ourselves. But what about the people who don't have lawnmowers? What about the people who can't maintain their lawn? What about the elderly who just want their yards to look nice and they can't afford it because the people who cut the grass are gone or they're hiding? I'm telling y'all, you gotta prepare. You gotta prepare for all of these things. If you got a hotel, you know, I was watching, and this is a joke. I was watching this comedy guy last weekend. He was like Middle Eastern. He was funny though. He was Middle Eastern, and I guess he was Pakistani because he was saying something about Pakistan, right? So he pointed to this guy in the audience. He said, "What's your name?" The guy told him his name. He said, "What you do?" No, he said, "What's your name?" He said something, but his last name was Patel, right? And he bust out and started laughing. He said, "You own hotels, don't you?" Which I didn't know that was a thing. God said, "Yeah, I own hotels." Now, when you look at them hotels, who's in there working in the hotel? You got the owner that's working behind the desk and in the office. The other folks, they're from somewhere else. So if they're not there, what does that mean for the hospitality industry? I'm telling you, prepare, prepare right now, and it's scary, but you gotta prepare. All right. All right. I didn't mean to sound like doom and gloom on a Monday morning, but here's the thing. You got to figure out how to manage, right? And look at your bottom line. Is there a service, a product you can add that can increase cash flow? Like, you may have, I'll tell you a quick story before I end it all. when the pandemic happened, restaurant was taking a hit back because they especially restaurants that had people that would come in and sit down. Nobody was going in and sitting down anywhere. So they had to pivot. So here in Georgia, they passed a law, know your policies and your laws. They passed a law that now restaurants that serve like wine and beer can when you get your dinner, you can also get wine and beer served with that to your house. Like it could be delivered with the food. So DoorDash will pick the food up, but it also picked up your wine and your beer. So now you can eat at home. Why was that important? Because that increased money, cash flow to the bottom line. Before that, it was only the food. And then the DoorDash got to take their fee. Well, now they were able to add money to the bottom line by being able to send a beer along with the food. Right? Another thing you may want to do is renegotiate contracts with your suppliers, because if they're gonna get hit with tariff taxes, you're gonna get hit too. You got to go back and look at that. Y'all need to start talking like right now, like how we gonna make this work. Like you got to figure it out, and you may have to cut some of the overhead. I have a friend, and I keep telling him, close it down. You're not doing anything. It's not making you any money for real. But he won't do it. He would not shut the office down. And I said, okay, it's costing him money. Over $1,000 a month, and you're really not making that money back. Shut it down. You may have to think about that. A lot of people do net 30s. Can you live off of net 30, net 60, net 90s right now? You may not be able to. You may have to look into factoring companies and companies like that. Do your due diligence. Make sure you understand the terms and how everything works. But if you need cash flow, that's a lot of times that's a great way for you to get some. But understand you need to do your due diligence before you do that. All right. All right, listen, go to the website, goodmorninggwinnett.com. It's a whole lot of information there about this whole thing because it's a little scary right now. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you. I'm not trying to, be the doom and gloom, but I want you to thrive in 25. And we have to figure out how to thrive with everything that's going on, which means we got to step outside of our comfort box. We have to consult with people that know what they're doing. We have to get out there and figure out, okay, how can I add another stream of income to this bottom line? We have to do that. And if you don't do that, you will perish. I'm trying to tell you now, you will perish. Go ask all the people that closed their doors in 2020 and 2021, 2022, because people weren't going out, because people weren't shopping, because people weren't doing whatever. You will perish if you don't prepare. All right? All right. So listen, it's better to be prepared than not. That's my closing statement. So be prepared, all right? All right, I got to go, but I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Good Morning Gwinnett, where we bring AI innovation to the heart of your local business. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to support the show for only $5.99 a month. Just click the support link in the show notes. Your contribution helps keep this show running and your business growing. Missed an episode or want to catch up on local news? Visit us anytime at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Until next time, stay innovative on your grind.